Harbaugh. People out here all over the place are lamenting some of the economic issues that they have in the city of Baltimore. Guess what? The Baltimore defense is what you should be lamenting as well. They are trash. Horrible.
All right, Super Bowl champ Ryan Clark here with us. RC, good to see you. We had fun in Orlando.
We did, man.
I came out there and the whole pivot crew.
You know, I went on ahead and told Stephen A, man. And that's why, actually, bro, I wore this today because I wanted to give you an opportunity. I've been on your head so much
today.
the first few weeks with these clothes, man, and these suits, and I said, you know what? I'm going to let the big bro have a day where I'm just chilling.
Right.
I'm not really worried about you know, showing out on him like that. And so you're welcome.
Well, let me
is what
say
I'm trying to say.
let me say this.
I mean, he's losing a lot of weight.
He losing a lot of weight.
So you say, let me give him a total.
You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys went out, did their thing.
Let me give him something.
Steelers lost.
I got
That's a tough day for him.
I got
You know what I mean?
Really, you gonna leave me alone hanging with the Steelers? You gonna do that? You gonna leave me alone hanging with the Steelers? That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. The Dick Tracy look was fly Friday. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But there is a statement that I'd like to make, a little quote that I want y'all to hold on to. Your big bro can give it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm this big little bro. You know what I'm saying?
There you are, but
here's the deal. Just because something or someone is greater don't mean we ain't great.
I hear that.
Always remember that. My wardrobe was tight too.
You
understand what I'm saying? My wardrobe was tight as well. Now, I ain't pull off the Dick Tracy. I wasn't brave enough. I wasn't brave enough to walk up there in a bright yellow suit. I wasn't brave enough to do that. But it was. But you turned it out. I give you credit where credit is due. Marilyn Monroe, go ahead.
Why are you Marilyn Monroe?
The hairdo and look the whole bit. Mr. President, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Nice. It's nice. Let's go.
I'm not even touching it.
Let's go.
RC, are you more encouraged by the Ravens or discouraged by the Bengals?
Discouraged by the Bengals.
Okay.
Right? Because the Cincinnati Bengals haven't made the adjustment that they need to make to teams now. Think about last year when the Kansas City Chiefs were struggling in the middle of the season and we were talking about the two high safeties and forcing them to beat you the long way, make good decisions. The Baltimore Ravens are a man team. The Baltimore Ravens are a pressure team. Last night they went zone. Why they go zone, no Earth? They don't want that one-on-one matchup with one on the outside.
They didn't want to see it.
Right? And so
want no parts of it.
Right. So because they didn't want that, they're going to make Joe Burrow and the offense beat them by driving the football. Right? Beat them by being patient. And now you have this retooled offensive line that's worse than the line last year.
That's right.
Right? La'el Collins, who you bring over, who's supposed to be upgrade, he hasn't played well. Right? They haven't gelled well together. And last night was the best they'd run the football the entire season. And so the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have to come up with an answer to the way teams are approaching them now offensively because they're not going to be able to exploit that one-on-one coverage like we saw last year.
I will tell you where I'm at with this. I'm going to, since I ran them through the ringer because of how awful they were, I'll give the Ravens defense credit. Yeah, you switched the zone from man. I got all of that, but the bottom line, I'm going to give their defense some credit because, my God, they've been so awful for so long. Against the pass specifically I'm talking about. You still have the worst pass defense in the National Football League. You're still lower the top, you know, the bottom 5 in yardage allowed. So we get all of that. But at the end of the day, to hold and neutralize Joe Burrow to throw for just 217 yards passing. For a guy like Jamar Chase to have just 7 receptions for 50 yards. Okay? Your leading receiver to have 53 yards. Okay, they did their job. They found a way. They found a way to remind us that maybe indeed they can figure out a way to play some damn defense in Baltimore, which is a crime in itself that we even had to broach that subject. I don't take back a single solitary syllable I uttered about y'all. Sorry that they did it. That's damn right they did, right? And they showed up and they turned it around because you were trash. You weren't trash last night. Thank the good Lord, and I'm hoping that continues. But everything that I said prior to last night's game was well deserved. Y'all were trash. You were embarrassing the legacy of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Suggs and those boys. Y'all should have been ashamed of your damn selves. And it's finally you stepped up for the first time in about 21 games and reminded us that indeed you can play some defense for a full 60 minutes.
My takeaway, and since you guys have hit both teams, I can go direct to where I want to go. I was like, have I ever seen an MVP candidate miss 2
missed these throws. These
In a row.
throws. I mean, come on, this was incredible. That you got to make those throws. Lamar Jackson in the middle of your contract dispute, trying to determine what kind. I'm not a running back. I'm a quarterback. Boy, listen. But you cannot miss that throw. You cannot miss that throw right there when you wide open. I don't care. You'll see people in that throw. Just throw the ball a little high and let him run up under it. Don't try to make a perfect throw. That was my takeaway. I know the defense dropped back and played zone, and that was smart. I'm glad they listened to you guys, and stopped coming at the quarterback and leaving guys on the island. But Lamar Jackson has to make those throws, and the defense.
Here's my question for you on the Lamar Jackson. I'm going to push back a little bit. He did miss those throws, right?
Yes.
Then he
made
came
a great
back,
driving in.
Right, but he comes back with big throws on the sideline to Mark Andrews, right? He uses his legs
Boy, makes
to
a great throw.
Right,
that
uses
one
his
on
legs
the blitz that he put on the back shoulder so he could turn with great throws.
So here's my question. When we speak of Lamar Jackson, are we going to harp on him missing the throws because that is what we use to try to negate him, right, from being in the upper echelon or top tier of quarterbacks? Or are we going to point to what he does late in the game after missing that, Stephen A., to say, you know what, but he still fought and he found a way to help his team?
Hold on, because I'm coming to both of y'all with this. Let me answer your question. To me, the accurate answer to that question is it depends.
Okay.
If you're talking about justifying his money, then no, don't bring that up.
Okay.
Because he's a winner. Because he finds a way to win football games and keep you relevant. He keeps you in games. He carries the offense on his back, and he deserves every penny. We think he is at least $200 million guaranteed.
All right.
Okay? But if you're talking about how you win a championship, you got to make those throws. You got to make those throws.
Right.
Because those throws are the kind of things that cost you one play, two plays. Y'all taught me this. This ain't me. Y'all the one that played. I didn't. Y'all taught me key pivotal plays. You could throw for 500 yards.
Missed those.
All right? But you could miss two throws. And it could cost you, it could cost you something. That's what I'm saying. We got a right to bring up.
You might have got past the Bengals yesterday, missing those throws. But you're not going to get past the Chiefs. You're not going to get past the Bills. Come back here.
Well, you're
not going to
losing
get
your
past the Bills. Yeah, the seat tried to get out from under.
He ain't yell about it like Mad Dog.
I ain't losing the seat. I haven't lost on this desk, and I ain't going to lose my seat. That's what I'm telling you. I ain't been losing all year long. That's all I'm saying.
You've been losing for years. So it's nice that you finally got a couple of wins.
We can't talk about yesterday. We can't do nothing about it. But what we can do is something about what's going on today, and as we move forward. And right now, I am on a roll.
Hey, might Giants have a shot against Baltimore next week?
Yes. I think when you look at what the Giants have done, and I listen to y'all, and y'all were also correct on the fact that what Brian Daboll is doing with this team, but we're paying attention to maybe the wins not being pretty. But you got to think about this. They were trailing to the Tennessee Titans in Week 1. That team found a way to win
how they
because
win
they believe.
Because they're giving confidence in the team.
Exactly.
That's
the same way with the Green Bay Packers. And so now this team is continuing to grow, and that head coach believes in himself, and he believes in those players. And I think that's the difference between teams that can continue to build throughout a season and then teams that fall in their
We talk about how momentum plays such a big role in a game. Momentum plays a big role in a game. Confidence plays such a big role in the locker room when you start feeling good about yourself as a team.
It's like the Cowboys that got a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes. Confidence is carrying the day.
I will openly confess to you, I'm not concerned at all. I know they're going to fall like a bag of cheap like a cheap bag of bricks. But here's the bottom line. If the Dallas Cowboys make the Super Bowl, I will unquestionably
we're
be
going
one
up
of
the whole
sickest
week.
individuals
We're
in
going
America.
up the whole week.
I mean, you ever had that food poisoning that lasts for days and stuff like that? That's what I would feel like if the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. I would be sick to my stomach. The Lord wouldn't do that to me. There's no way it's happening. No way.
You see, the last time we were at Super Bowl, it was the Cowboys Bills in Arizona.
We got a bump.
You know what? Let's get to your team.
I'm going to disguise myself with a Michael Irvin toupee. Go ahead.
To your team, because your Steelers did put up 3 points yesterday.
I'm done. We got to talk about that later.
Coming up.
We can get